Hey, what's up, guys? I'm so stoked with all of the videos you guys have been sending in to us. It's super awesome. Even if you're not a part of the crew here at Igneous, do the workouts, tag us. We'd love for you to do them. This is for everybody. So we're gonna go over the board real quick, and then I'm gonna break down the movements for you. So this is the workout for tomorrow. We're gonna start off with our warm-up. It's gonna be 20 seconds per movement. So we're gonna go high knees, butt kicks, air squats, push-ups, out and ins with the plank. I'll show you on the video, mountain climbers. We're then gonna go into our bind, our stretching. We'll go into a 1 minute hold standing straddle, and then 1 minute per leg pigeon stretch. Take a little breather in between that, make sure you're nice and warm. You might have to do the warm up once or twice. I'm sorry, 2 or 3 times to get really nice and warm. Our home WOD for the day, we're gonna start with a Tabata. So if we remember correctly, Tabata is 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest for 8 rounds. So our first Tabata will be pretty simple, jumping jacks. Rest a couple minutes in between the first and second, and then we'll go into ski jumps, and we'll go over those in the video. Next, we're gonna go into 3 rounds of this 400-meter run, 40 air squats, 30 sit-ups, 20 push-ups, and 10 burpees, okay? And we can modify this a little bit, and we'll talk about that in the video as well. Lastly, our AWOD is gonna be 60 toe touches. And as always, don't forget to tag us at Crossfit Igneous. Show us doing the workout. I'd love to see you guys inviting some friends over, some neighbors. It's a stressful situation for all of us, so get as many people involved and included in this as possible, just to help burn off some stress and have some fun together. And hopefully you'll do it with your family as well. So let's get started. All right, guys, so briefly we're gonna go through the warm-up. I'm just gonna do a few reps of everything to show you what the movements are themselves. But just keep in mind, 20 seconds of work for each movement. So just get your phone out, or if you've got a clock that you can see, make sure you get the full 20 seconds in. So we're gonna start with just simple high knees for 20 seconds, going into butt kicks, also 20 seconds. Next movement, air squats. Make sure you're driving the knees out. Don't let those knees cave in. Give me full hip extension at the top. Next, you're gonna go into push-ups. And if you need to modify these on your knees, that's fine. So we'll go all the way down, all the way up to full extension at the top. Next, you've got your plank, and we're gonna go in and outs. So feet come out, feet come in for 20 seconds. Lastly, mountain climbers, driving knees to elbows. So the goal is to get your heart rate up as much as possible. Next, after you do that once or twice, take a minute or two, get your heart rate down a little bit. We'll go into some stretching. So our first movement is going to be a standing straddle. So we're gonna open those feet up as wide as you can. Make sure you stay comfortable. Hands down the middle. And we're gonna hold for a minute. After a minute, we're gonna go into our pigeon. The easiest way to get into this, start in a plank position. You're gonna drive your right foot to your left hand, knee comes down. If this feels comfortable, stay there. If you've got a little bit of room to grow, elbows will come down onto the ground. So we're gonna hold that for a minute each way to get started. Next up, guys, we've got our Tabata. So we're gonna do 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. This will be 8 rounds for both. So take about a minute or 2 in between each Tabata. That way you can get max effort out of them, okay? So the first one we're gonna start with is jumping jacks. Just simple, out and in, 20 seconds of work. When you see the clock hit 20, go rest for 10, okay? The next one we're gonna do, ski jumps. It's kind of an odd one to get started with, but we'll go same thing, 8 rounds, 20 on, 10 off. You're gonna start with your foot coming over, you're gonna jump and cross. So you have 20 seconds of ski jumps, whoa. Watch, make sure you got a pretty flat surface, all right? So again, 8 rounds of both, about a minute or 2 in between each of those before we go into our workout. All right, guys, so now the fun part, we're getting into our workout. It's gonna be 3 rounds today, so it's actually a pretty good little burner. We're gonna start with a 400-meter run. Now, not all of us have a way to measure 400 meters, so I would just start off running at a moderate pace for 1:45 to 2 minutes, and then just kind of mark where you're at. That's usually about 400 meters. If you don't have the ability to run freely outside, you could just run in place. So we'll start with 400 meters. Next, we're gonna go into 40 air squats. So feet just outside of the hips, we're gonna hit full depth up to full hip extension. So no half reps, guys. Treat it right, do it the right way, even if it takes a little bit longer. You You can also do these weighted. So if you have some weights at home, a vest, bag of dog food you can throw over the shoulder, do an odd object squat. That'd be something a little bit more challenging. Next up, we're gonna go into 30 sit-ups. Similar to this morning, just gonna have a seat. You're gonna come back, hands will hit the ground, come up, touch your toes. So that'll be our sit-ups. Just make sure you're getting the full rep in. Next, push-ups, just like in our warm-up, all the way down, all the way up to full extension. If you need to modify knees to the ground, you can. Or sometimes what we do in here is the snake. You'll come down, you'll drive the hips through, use the legs to kind of help thrust you up. And then lastly, everybody's favorite, we're gonna be doing a lot of these here, burpees. So all the way down, chest hits the ground, come up, jump, full extension at the top. You can modify this to a no push-up burpee. So guys, 3 rounds of this. Make sure you tag us at CrossFit Igneous. It's real important. I want to see you guys getting this in. You guys are all capable of doing it. It's been really fun to see you doing it. Lastly, our AWOD 60 toe touches. This is your burner. Obviously take some downtime in between this so you can do this correctly. We're gonna lay down flat. I'm gonna look for a flat little area here. You're gonna lay back. You're gonna point your toes, come up, and we'll try to touch the